Hello and welcome to Candy's Crafts Corner. Happy Sunday. Good afternoon. This is not my usual time. As you know, I usually come at 9 p.m. but on Sundays. But since today is Super Bowl Sunday, I thought you probably had better things to do than watching my live this evening. So I decided to come a little bit earlier. And you can also see that there's more light here. Natural light is the best, right? I'm not even gonna use my electric light. Sorry, I see there's a napkin here that shouldn't be here. Anyway, I can see your comments if you're live, if you don't say something. And today I decided that since tomorrow is Galentine's Day, a day to celebrate girlfriends and gal pals, we could make these little nice monogram boxes, treat boxes, to give to your friends. And see inside they have the message. I chose So Lucky to Call You Friend. This is from Friend Florette's, which is this beautiful set that has the, okay, let me move this aside, that has these great dies to go with them, but in this case I'm just using the message, so lucky to call you friend. I'm also gonna be using my favorite thing from Celebration, this beautiful Dainty Flowers paper. I stocked up because Celebrations is finishing at the end of the month, and I didn't want to part with it, and I've been using it so much that I had to get more. Anyway, and you can get this paper for every $50 purchase. So if you have to stock up on cardstock, envelopes, adhesives, embellishments, you name it, now's the time, because you can get free things with them. And I apologize, I didn't change my mat, so it's a little used, let's call it. But anyway, all right, let's get started so you can go work on your party food and dips and such. So for this box, we start with a cardstock piece that is 9.5 by 6. I'm just double checking my measurements because I don't trust my memory anymore. So 9.5 by 6. I'm gonna do the 6 piece first. I'm gonna use our trusty trimmer, the best thing you can have. Trimmer. Honestly, I don't go anywhere without it. When I travel, I take my trimmer if I'm gonna be there for more than just a couple of days, and a couple of supplies to entertain myself in the evenings. And if I have to pick one tool, this is my tool. Alright, so now we have that, and we're gonna score it to make the folds of the card in the long piece by 2.5 at the 2.5 mark. Just be very careful to use the scoring blade and not the cutting blade. So 2.5, and we slide it to 3.5. And now we're gonna get the same on the other side. That's still on the 9.5 side, okay? So it's 2.5 by 3.5. And then on the 6th side, we're gonna score it at 1. And I'm gonna use the other side of the blade, of the gauge or gauge or whatever it's called. I never remember. If Abby was here, she will tell me. So instead of measuring on this side, I'm measuring on this side because it's handy that we have that here in our trimmer too. So I'm going 1 inch on each side. And this will be to make our flaps, as you will see. And the sides. Alright. So I'm gonna put the trimmer away. Today the light is better here, but when I was making the box last night, in the dark paper is hard to see. By the way, I'm using mossy meadow, but of course you can use whatever you want. I try to always coordinate the paper with the colors that they have on the DSP Designer Series paper. All Designer Series paper comes with the colors that are used in it, so you can use any of these colors that I mentioned here: Blushing Bright, Curry, Fresh Freesia, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Rich Raspberry, and Starry Sky. So the flowers have all the colors, so you can pick and choose. I chose green because I like green, and I actually happen to have a lot of Mossy Meadow cardstock, so I could have used Old Olive too, but I like this and I'm sticking with it. So as I said last night, it was quite dark here, and it was hard to see where the folds were. So before cutting any piece out of this, I'm just folding it all, because then it's easier to see see, no, I didn't see it either, where the scoring is. So this way it will be easier to follow. All right, so now we have that, and I'm gonna start with these, and I'm gonna actually use big scissors. They're not very good, but not as good as our paper snips, but I'm gonna cut these. I'm gonna go to the second score line on this side, and the same on this one, just because it's long. And you can use your trimmer for this too, but I think it's easier to see that this way with the big scissors. And I don't think I need my big scissors anymore, so going back to my snips now, because we're gonna cut out of this piece that we just cut the first only to the first core line, and the same on the other side to the first core line. I try to go inside the fold so you don't have the crease of the fold sticking up. And save these because it can be good for sentiments or something. You know, don't throw anything away, but almost anything. Anything that's big enough to be used. All right. So I'm gonna trim the sides diagonally a little bit, so they're easy to fold later. Just a little, like a little dart on this. All right. So this will be the outside of the box, and this will be the back of the box, and this will be the inside of the box. So for this, we need to cut these flaps here. And as I said, I don't want to see the crease, because it may interfere or it may stick out of my box. But if it does, doesn't matter. You can always trim it when the box is done if it bothers you, you know. And we'll do the same on the other side. Cut these. Cut this, And a little that. Am I in camera? Probably I'm not even on camera. I'm so sorry. I think I put the camera a little bit farther away from me. And I need to see what I'm doing. And then my tendency is to put it closer. So I apologize. So you end up with this. I'm gonna save this, as I said, you know. So as I said, it will be the outside of the box, and you remember the outside of the box is rounded here. So I'm gonna round it now. The corners, you can leave them as is, but I think rounded they look a little better. So I'm using the detail trio punch that I have, but you have any other rounder punch, you can do it, or you can do it by hand. It's not so hard, but you know, this is easier because it makes usually a very nice round easily. So now it's rounded, and now we know that this is the top because it's the rounded part, right? So now we're gonna, before we put it together, we're gonna decorate it. Again, this is our top, this is our inside, and this is our back. So we have to think of how this is gonna look when we put it up, so we don't put the paper upside down, because the paper I'm using has an up and down pattern, you know, so it's directional. That's what I meant to say, a directional pattern. All right, so I have here the pieces cut, and they're cut at 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. This is sticking up. You can always use your one folder if something sticks up, because I cut it probably upside down, and the blade leaves a little bit of a stick up thing. Anyway, so I'm gonna start with my front, my inside, sorry. So as I said, this is gonna go like this, right? So I'm gonna put the paper like that, you know, like this is the top and this is the bottom of the paper. I'm gonna use, you can use whichever adhesive, but you know I'm a fan of liquid glue for almost everything except for the sides of the boxes, as you will see. Okay, I think I'm running out of glue. It's paper, so you don't need that much, but all right. Alright, use the bone folder to distribute the glue underneath, and I made a big boo-boo there. Jesus, well, thank you God I had the nipple napkin. And when this is dry, I can use my adhesive eraser to, my eraser, like adhesive eraser? Well, my glue eraser. To get rid of any tackiness that it may be. All right, so now this is the inside. Now let's do the top. The top is gonna come like this, so I want my flowers to be this way up. I don't know if I like this one for the top or this one for the top. They're so pretty anyway. They're both pretty. I'm gonna use this one. I'll put a little bit less glue so I don't have any glue sticking out. And don't mind the corners because we're gonna trim them, so but just make sure that it's centered here. Okay, see the corners. I'm gonna move the camera because honestly I think, okay, I think that you'll see better like this. Yes. All right, so I said like these corners are sticking up, but doesn't matter. You have to make sure that it's centered here on the sides and on the bottom, because these corners I'm gonna actually trim a little bit like this, by hand, easily, just a little bit, so it kind of follows the same frame all around. All right, let's get these little guys out of here. And now we have the middle, and the middle goes the opposite way, because at the middle, the back, sorry, well, the middle piece here, because when you put it together, this being our top, this being our back, and this is our back, you don't want to put it in the same, you want to put it on the opposite direction, so when you look at it, it's, I'm not explaining myself very well, but if I put it flat, you'll see. Like, I'm not going to put it like that, following the top and bottom like this one. I'm going to put it the other way around. But what helps me, I'm a very visual person, so I had to put the box together and then see how it goes and make sure that I got it right. You can also use any other paper that is not directional, and then you don't have to worry about that. But in this case, that's what we're going to do. Alright, gonna use this carefully, not pressing too much, so I don't do what I did before. Like, don't do like I did, right? Alright, so now we're done with the liquid glue for now, and we are gonna put the box together. And I'm using the Stampin' Seal Plus. I love this, it's my favorite Stampin' Seal. And how this is gonna go, it's gonna go like this, and we're gonna put in these flaps, the ones away from the top of the box, right? So we're gonna, and I like to use this because for boxes, because it's very sturdy, and also because if you use the liquid glue, you have to wait for it to dry a little bit, and it may move or something, you know. So this goes like this, and we're gonna, I'm trying to do it on camera. Go to the edge and press. Same on the other side. Go to the edge and press. Align it with the side, and that's it, because that's all you need. This, now we're gonna put adhesive in these flaps on the sides, and that will be our box. It's pretty easy, right? I like boxes. So 2 strips of this guy, Stampin' Seal Plus. I hope it doesn't run out, because I realize I don't have a refill. We sell the refills, and that's the things that you have to stock up on during celebration. So like we close it like this. Same on this side. That's fine. And now we have, we have our box, right? This got a little open, I don't know why. Alright, perfect. And this is gonna be closed with a Velcro dot, and these, I got them, somebody gave them to me, but you can get them on Amazon or any other place, and you probably have some on your stash. And I like to put the really, not the fussy part, but the nylon stronger part on the bottom. So what I do is I put the fussy part and all together like here in the middle, more or less, right? And then I close the box, press down, and then I open. The first time you open, it's always very strong. See? That's what's happened. And sometimes it just stucks, and instead of using the adhesive, like it's happening now. Okay, that hasn't happened. I made like 6 boxes, and it didn't happen in any of them. But now I have the mark of where the glue dot need to, well, the adhesive needs to go. So I'm pressing really strongly so it doesn't happen again. And now it will be just like this. Yes. Until the adhesive is totally adhered, you should let it dry a little bit or stick a little bit. But it's gonna, has a tendency to move a little bit. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna put this down here. Just trying to perfect it. Alright, so we have now the basics of the box, and now all we have to do is decorate it. Even more, I'm saying, like with other stuff. Put the monogram on. So, let's make the monogram first. For the monogram, I used another punch, the double oval punch. And I'm gonna just get just the scallop part of it. I thought it, you know, it looks great. And what I use for the letters are, I love these. Where are they? I brought them here to show you. The alphabet a la mode. They look like nothing. They're thin, very classy letters, all of them, and they make great letters. Like, look at this. They're narrow, and I have some others here to show you, I think, or maybe I don't. Yeah, I made some other monograms yesterday. I have these, and I have the K. Anyway, very nice, right? So to adhere these, that's always the trick, because they're so narrow. But that's where your silicone mat comes handy. Silicone mat I grew to love more and more, because I use it all the time for gluing things. So if there's extras coming out, it doesn't get stuck on my paper mat. And then my surface is always clean. But for this kind of thing, you put a little bit of liquid glue there and just grab with tweezers or however you want. Just grab a little bit of the glue. It's very thin paper. By the way, I cut this using our distressed gold paper, which I love for everything. So it looks like actually it's embossed. So just make sure there's no excess, because this is so narrow, and you don't need that much because this paper is rather thin, the gold paper. And then we just put it down, and that's it. What I actually put in another box that I made the end upside down because I didn't know how it goes, but then I realized, oops, the two little ends go on the top. Anyway, so this is easy, right? I mean, it's a great trick. I love it. So we're gonna put this away. We're gonna let this dry, and then we are gonna use, we're gonna put a bow here before we put anything else. And for my bow, I'm using, you can use whatever you want and the colors that you have. I happen to have this Mossy Meadow, what is it called? Braided linen trim. Yes. So, and I thought it was pretty good. Got enough an amount that's enough for me to make a nice bow, and if I have to trim it, I'll trim it. But sometimes I want to be savvy and save and use as little as possible so I have more for other projects, but then I'm in trouble because I don't have enough to actually make a nice bow. So let's see, making bows on camera, it's something. It's a thing, right? So let's see how it goes. And if not, usually I put a glue dot right underneath, and I'm gonna do that because Why made my life more complicated? So I'm gonna put the glue dot where I want my knot to be, and then I'm gonna do the knot, and I'm gonna actually put it down to the glue dot, and that will act as if somebody was pressing down for me with their finger. See? That's a pretty damn nice knot, bow, sorry. I'm happy with it, making the ears a little shorter. And that's it, and now I'm gonna trim. Yeah, so it was a little bit extra, but not that much. And I could manipulate it to my liking. Alright. So you see, this takes up a little bit, and you could put a little bit of glue, or I happen to have, and I'm actually trying to straighten it so it doesn't curl. Let's see if I can do it from the inside. Okay, so this goes like this. So we're gonna actually make it go flat or not. Alright, if something gonna curl, I'd rather it goes on the inside. So should have checked that this was flat before. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna see. No, they're gonna see, but they're not gonna notice. As I said, I'm a perfectionist, and I want it in the outside at least a little flatter than this. Okay, yeah, I think we got it. Yes. So what I did to hold it down so it doesn't curl is that I happen to have this really thin tear and tape that came in a paper pumpkin. I think it was the paper pumpkin with the mini boxes, the treat boxes. So I'm gonna use this, but if you don't have that, you can, you could actually cut the tear tape in half before tearing. I'm gonna put a little bit in there. Just a little bit. This happens to be just the width of this braided ribbon. And I don't know, with the light coming from there and not having the light from above, I'm making myself a lot of shadow, so I don't know exactly where I'm going. Sorry, I have to lift it. Yeah. Alright. At least it won't move so much. And I'm gonna do the same on the inside. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of this on the inside. This, as I said, not necessary. You could grab a piece of your piercing tool, or take your pick tool and dump it in a little bit of glue, or liquid glue, and just like press down, and that just so it sticks a little bit. That's it. Or you can leave it like that. Not a big deal. Alright, so see, this will go like that. And I think that the sticky part of the take your pick tool or the piercing tool is very helpful with taking the backing of the tear and tape. There you go. That's it. So now we have that, and all we have to do now is put the monogram that probably is already dry here. And I put that in dimensionals. Let me grab them. Excuse my arm. Here they are. So I put one on the top and one on the bottom, and that's it. So I allow for the ribbon to go, the thread, the linen thread to go in the middle. That's my mom trying to call me. Sundays, usually we talk Sundays, but she's gonna have to wait a little bit. So we have the monogram now, and then I used the Dainty Flowers, not, what is it called, the set, is it called Dainty Flowers? Yeah, Dainty Delight, sorry. And it comes with beautiful framelits. So using some of these flowers, I cut some of them already, just to decorate the top of the box. And for this, I'm gonna do maybe this one, that it's like a Black Eyed Susan, I think. So I'm just doubling a little bit like this, putting the petals up and getting one of the centers. And again, I'm gonna use, so sorry, so sorry about the interruption. My mom doesn't know when you reject a call, she calls again. She doesn't understand that you may be doing other things. Anyway, I'm getting my glue again from the mat, and I'm gonna put it on the little flower, which I curled up, and I'm gonna use a mini dimensional for this, if I can find where I put them. And as Cherise is gonna be asking me, what are you doing, and why are you not calling me back? And oh well, I cannot find the mini dimensions, but I'm gonna use this little one that I have here cut. I'm gonna put this on this side, I think. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of greenery that I have here. I should have put the greenery first, I see. But no matter, I'll make it work. So I'll need a little bit of glue on the bottom. Should have put my mat here. And I'm gonna tuck it in. There we go. And put this underneath. Yeah, I should have totally done the leaves first. Okay, Candy. There we go. No. I'm gonna like this. Oh, well, actually, I like this underneath. There we go. Like this. Oh, so this is it. You can actually, maybe I'll put another leaf there, because they're all very hiding. If you can find one, I'll have to go to the, I think I need more glue here. There. All right, so this is the little treat box, and you can put inside. I happen to have from Trader Joe's these caramel hearts that go in there perfectly, and there's a bunch of them. You can put chocolates, and you can put lip gloss, lipstick, or something. I don't know, just whatever you wanna gift your girlfriends. All right. Oh, I forgot. We have to put the message inside. All right. So for that, we have this from the rectangles, stitch rectangles, and I'm gonna use my message in Mossy Meadow. Tapping here. Oh, I need my mat, foam mat, because this is a photopolymer stamp. Excellent. And I wanted to decorate this a little bit too, so I'm just gonna put one of these flowers. And I should do this with my Take Your Pick tool, but I have this here, so just like to give it a little bit of a cup shape. I'm gonna put it like that. Getting my glue again. I could have used a glue gun for that, actually. That's what I did yesterday. And then we're gonna get one of these leaves. There. And a little bit of glue for this one. And that's it. Just press a little bit so the glue adheres. I think it's pretty center. And that's it. That's our box. I hope you like it. I hope you have a good Galentine's Day. You can convert this into a Valentine's Day by using, you know, appropriate colors and hearts. Oh, I'm gonna trim this excess here. As I told you, this is the creases that you don't want sticking up. But anyway, you can convert it and decorate it as you want, but it's a pretty easy box to make, and I think it looks very nice with the monogram. I love the monogram part. All right, enjoy your Sundays, enjoy the Super Bowl if you're watching, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you.